you're coming from, right? And oh, I need to be here. Sorry. It's where you're coming from, and I want to share where I'm coming from, and I want to call this story "The Power of Passion and Perspective." All right, so I got introduced to music through my father, right? Yeah, big up my pops, you know. So he used to carry me to all different kinds of music events as a child. I go to stage show, I go Ring Road as a little 6-year-old wind up, you know what I mean? You go to, yeah, as a youth, you go into different events, you know, but still opera stuff, street dance, stage show, everything that showed you the full scope of music. But he came from humble beginnings, so in his you know, priorities always education, but then it must be exposed and cultural. So, you know, I go Vaz, you know, we're top Vaz and, you know, we're bright youth and thing, but I was an only child. So most times when I went to school, it was more for socializing more than doing schoolwork. I could have get away with that at Vaz, but then you drop in a campion now. Rough. The sister before talk about with dance and then you're going to the bright class, when you drop in a campion, you know, even if it's going number one, it's like either 5, 10, 50, you just slide in each report, you just slide down till you end up like a par with the worst of the class, you know, either the 30s, you know, in a good way in the 30s. But at that time, music school for me was a socializing. My father had a big emphasis on education. So when I was around 14, me and my friends, you know, Craig, Marcus, Alex, we joined the school choir. And when I joined the school choir and we started TOK, that was the first when I realized this is what I want to do. And it was clear as day. This is when I found my passion, right? And before that, growing up in school at Vaz, I never would have think I would be an artist. You would never, I was very shy. If you don't know, I'm a very introverted person. I would never imagine that I would be an artist. So much that I can remember, I always thought I would be a lawyer or a actuary, because I'm very good with maths, with numbers. And I remember being argumentative, and one day in the car, I said to my mother, I said, "Mom, I'm reading I like school." And she said, "Anything you're doing, you have to go to school to learn. Even if anything you're doing in life, you have to go to school." And me with my argumentative mind, I said, I don't think of what I can talk about that don't need school. I'm going to say, I'm going to turn an artist. And she said, "You think Michael Jackson don't have to sing? You don't think he don't have to go to school? You think Prince don't have to go to school to learn to play a guitar? You will still have to go to school." And I remember I just dropped back in the car and said, "Forget about that." Ironically, that time I would never imagine that I would be an artist. But now, 14, I find my passion. At the same time, my pops now come and one day and say, "Look at this paper, what you see?" I said, 3 masters. "You know what that means?" "Yes, Daddy, I have 3 masters." "No, that's not what it means." "What does it mean, Daddy?" Because very, you know, focused music, I don't want to hear nothing else. "I expect 5 doctorate from you." I said, "The only doctor is me. You want to go shocking vibes to see if I can meet the doctor and see if he can give me a bus." That's the only doctor me know about right now. But this was the pressure that was on. So, even though he himself wanted to may have done music in his time, being the eldest of 11, education, he must have to fight for stay in school, grants to get him first masters and scholarship and everything, and work hard. And he said to me, "I think you're brighter than me because you're a champion and you're brighter than when I was at your age, so I expect 5 doctorate from you." But in my perspective, that's not what I wanted to do. I was very passionate and focused about being that. And when you're passionate, it leads you to a sense of purpose, and it leads you to be persistent at what you're doing. So, long story short, I start going bad now, feel my subject them as CXC, start smoke weed. Any weed smokers in the house, by the way? And then you start as a teenage rebellion by any chance? Yeah, I'm one of those. Alright, and this going on TV, like my image clean now, you know, but too late. Alright, so anyway, so long story short now, my father, and big up Craig in the house. Now, I used to always do, yeah, big up Craig T, round of applause for Craig T in the house. From TOK, a brother. So I used to give a lot of trouble. But I was like, my lie bad, my lie. See? So anything when I go on with, I always blame Craig. Like literally me asleep and my father come in and say, a big ice pick on the bed and say, what you doing with ice pick at school? I'm just in my sleep, just roll over and say, no, Craig did a fight with some people, man, and I never want him to stab nobody, so I just take it from him and tell him to cry to him. Mad boy, you know, and just roll over back. True story, ask Craig. Till the point when the family find me, Craig, they want to look on Craig like, it's you. See? But at the same time, one day him come in and him smell weed in the place. I must say, Craig, them come and up on the veranda, man, and I smoke weed and the smell coming out the front room, I know my room and thing. And him could have tell us I was talking beer, so him said, listen to me. Just make sure I don't come back in this house and ever smell weed again. That's it. I said, alright. Fast forward another year. Now him start go like my mother is doing her MBA and him always stay in town the weekends when my mother's studying, so sometimes I have the house to myself. So now, me now, girlfriend, naked, chalice, I hear the car pull up in at the front. Brother, first of all, my girl, by the time I turn so my girl gone. See, it's bad. But there's no way I can get the smoke out, right? So him come in and him just look for me, and I'm just say, pack your bags. I must say, no, please, wait. I mean, I try everything. I said, pack your bags. I've grown into this moment. This is your moment. I have some way him like talk like Moses to the people. I've grown into this moment. This is your moment. Go out and live. I said, Joe, this. Serious. But at the same time, me have a rebellious side. So I said to myself, so, all right, what you go on? Because, you know, I have a personality, like if you tell me that I can't do it, that's even more motivate me for sure, so I can do it, right? So, we move down to Alistair. God rest in peace, Alistair, father, Mr. McCullough. Mr. McCullough was like a father to TOK. Him take me in, him take a Flex father, kick him out of the house. So it's like a TOK house. Craigie T, I take grandma car and drive, come over. Sometimes I go Craigie house and we focus. But the thing is that we focus. We never felt like, you know, when you're, I might be digressing, but what I'm talking about is when you have a passion, you have a purpose. When you get up, you know, so this may I work on. And the four of us, ironically, I never have any siblings growing up. So I felt like this is a family, TOK, and I felt like, yo, we're up on a mission. Boom, we start, so me and my pop stop talk for like around 4 years when I deal. During that time now, me decide to make this thing work. So first thing now is like start go to the studio, way fast forward. Eventually we meet Shams. Shams say, yo, I'm gonna get with on Dave Kelly rhythm. Dave Kelly have a rhythm named Broke Out, where Killer have a song where say, well, I can't believe how it's so cool. And we in the one down Sprag on a whole heap of song. I would say if you can get up on this, they would have been perfect. Dave said you can voice on the rhythm, but Dave don't send the rhythm. We sit down in a Craig yard and take a cassette and loop 30 seconds of Broke Out rhythm when Colin Hines was the only man that premiered. And we loop that for an entire day. And come with a song where say, enough boy a pose like a shutter. And I feel hide when the eagle them fly. Whoa, 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 never yet hear shatala. This is what it sounds like. Big up Craigie T in the house, you can attest to that. Right? And we'll go, we'll sing it for him tweak some little thing, we'll do it, record it. That now means we bust, that's our TOK first #1. So, still me not link back my father, cause you don't know, man, I hold it now, I say, hey, I have to prove, say me, bust. You understand? Boom. Fast forward around 2 more years and we got a thing where say, my crew, my dogs. Said, alright, we don't want, we want sponsorship in the future. Hold on. We don't know the song. We all know the code. Right? No. We got so boom. And that song the blow up. So me now have money in my bank now, feel good now, call my pops and say, yo, what up? And my father said, Rashawn, what going? Someone there, happy birthday. I know it's your birthday. I want to carry her to lunch. Name the most expensive place. And him just laugh to himself because he can see himself in me. And me think me approving it, but for him it's just like the prodigal son has returned home. You know what I mean? So he just say, you go have your fun. But I didn't realize that in the meantime, he had in his space, he was building out him company. Him start him company ironically the same year that we get Eagles Cry. Him start the first GIS company in the Caribbean and bring us science of mapping. A company called Spatial Innovision is the first company of its kind in the Caribbean, and it started in '98, and it grew on to be the biggest, and still is the biggest thing in that space. Now, when we link up now, before that now, my family has said to me, said, you know, if father start a company in your firstborn, you need to get involved in all them time. I say, yo, you know, see my artist, you see me run the place. I kind of get involved with company thing. But as I went along, I found that a lot of times in interviews, people would say to me, if you weren't doing music, what else would you be doing? And it was a question that annoyed me. Because to me, it kind of felt like you're saying, once I'm doing music, that's all I'm going to know you for, full stop. And I felt like, no, there's so much more to offer. So I started to get passionate about other things. But when I link back my father now, and I'll Footprints and them sang the Star Shot, the man turned the biggest TOK fan. When the song them are playing now, my son that, you know. You know, see the most handsome one in the group. You know? My son that, you know, hear the bass voice, and my voice that, you know. The man is the biggest support. I don't want to say fan, the biggest support. And I give thanks because the perspective, this is where I'm coming to now. The perspective has changed. Because his metric of success was more about academia at the time. But at this time now, when him say, I stayed true to my passion and I worked and we tried and we tried. He can look at me now, not as a failure who failed my subjects, but now as a successful person, as an artist that he's doing, traveling around the world and hearing. And I mean, TOK went on to do some amazing things. I mean, if you know, TOK is like New York Times call us the greatest world reggae band of all time. We sell platinum in Japan. You know, we carry the dancehall music and the culture to the world. You know what I mean? We're the first dancehall artist from 106 and Park. We hit Billboard, we do a bag of something. You understand? And then eventually what happened now, I'm going to wrap up real quick, but here how the perspective twists even more. But got so boom now, and so I try other things. My father started getting involved in creative industry. Out of nowhere. Him link up with Kenya Mattis in the house, shout out to Kenya Mattis and the listen with Caribbean people. And him said, Rashawn, I'm doing with this creative thing, you know, storytelling, but I really think I wanted to look after my interest in there. So I get involved. At the same time I travel, we go Europe, I come with an idea and say, yo, I know some lyrical, but if I tell somebody say me are the baddest thing or close to the baddest thing, they don't really know that because they're only looking at you in the context of a verse you doing a song with a group. How can I show the world that I am talented lyrically? I'm going to say, if I come DJ about girl thing, them just going to say it's on the same. It's very comparable. It's like potatoes. I said, what if I start DJ the news? That would have been something completely different. And I linked up with Listen Me Caribbean and we started Listen Me News and we started DJing the news and so forth and so forth. And then a little after that, now I said, all right, I'm going to do my solo album. I said, I'm going to call it Holy Temple. And I said, I'm going to Israel for shoot the video. By this time now, my father become more passionate about spirituality. So him say I come Israel with me, we're going to shoot the video. And all along leading up to the trip, he keep showing me this picture of an original Hebrew, and him saying they wore this chest plate, they wore this Hoshen. Anyway, we're supposed to shoot a video. Somebody's supposed to play the high priest. The high priest don't turn up. The video man said, why don't make your father play the high priest in the video? This is a person where 20, 30 years ago, I never thought would be involved in my musical career at all, you know. He's ended up playing the lead role in my first solo video, you know. And he love it, you know, because when we go for put on the outfit now, him go and them check out, actually, ironically, them choose out an outfit that match exactly the picture that he was been showing me for the 2 weeks leading up to the trip. So it have the chest plate. So him say, you see it? Destiny, you know, film thing is a different thing, you know. It's one of Marcus Garvin one with us confident and, you know, it's his world. So we played the video and it was really amazing. If you can check out the video, Holy Temple is like the last part of meet the high priest, and it's like, for me it was symbolic. But here it's gonna him come back from that now and start write music. The man say, yo, you know, I have some idea, you know. The man starts telling me some voice note from me in the bathroom and sing something. I said, brother, hear me I said. We go have a meeting and talk about these things. And you can't tell him say he can't sing. See? But anyway, him start write an album, and by this time him getting doctorate now, so it's Dr. Clark, big up Dr. Clark, you see me? And him come with this album, Yahuda Anthology, him break, and him talking about 7 songs with the story of our people leaving from the motherland, coming to the other land and going back. Very, very powerful album, and him bringing the top musicians and work on it. And now I'm involved in his company. I'm like deputy CEO of his company now, because I'm in the retirement section now. So it's very interesting about the perspective now, because now when we talk on the phone, he might ask me about copyright, he might ask me about publishing, he might ask me about graphics for the release, he might set up an Instagram page. And me I talk to him about, you know, business reports and quarterly meeting our targets, and you know what I mean? It's interesting that the perspective has switched again. And I think, you know, in life, what I would like to end with is like, everyone out there, if you feel like you're in a place where you're going through just the motion, like you're not where your real passion is. And you see, the moment you find your passion, and I teach this to my children, you don't work a day in your life because you feel so passionate about this thing that you're going for this thing. And I give thanks for even creative people like us now who have the opportunity to be passionate, because 30 years ago, them going like say, when I was coming out, if I tell my father say I'm going to go Edna Manley and turn a graphic artist, it still look like a joke thing to him. But now you have people coming out of Edna Manley that are doing great things around the world, fashion, everything that they think the creative people are doing because they're following them passion. So passion will lead you to success. And the second thing I want to leave is perspective. Never underestimate the power of perspective, because perspective will make the rich man feel poor and the poor man feel rich. What I mean? The rich man have $1 million, the person beside him have 100,000, and the person over there have 100 billion. If him look on himself compared to that person, him feel poor. If him look, him feel rich. But it's not the money, it's your perspective. Similarly, the poor man can have enough to feed him family, and him can live a good life, and him feel better about him life than somebody who have $1 million, a whole heap of money, but them have a whole heap of stress. So perspective really leads to a greater sense of happiness, and perspective can de-stress a lot of things. And for me, I just give thanks that I reached this position in this stage with my father where we're connected, and all of that was a learning lesson, and even how I'm a father to my children. And yeah, that's a long story short. That's what I wanted to share with everybody, you know? Yeah, give thanks.